Hello, Hatch Tribe. How are you? Well, this is a jam session like we have never done before because I'm on the road today. So you are getting this live from my car. Sometimes this is how you got to roll. And the reason I'm coming to you from my car today is because I am headed from Charleston, South Carolina, up to Wilmington, North Carolina, for our very first Hatch Tribe event in Wilmington, North Carolina. So this is the second of our chapter events. So this past week I was in Lexington, God, can you tell I'm like, where am I? I was in Lexington, Kentucky with our chapter lead, Bethany Bubenzer. And then I came back home to Charleston, and now I'm headed all the way up to Wilmington, North Carolina with our chapter lead, Parker Wilson. And we have an event there. So we have a special guest today. Hey, Karmen, I see you're here. Do me a favor, Karmen, and request to come on the broadcast. And yeah, there we go. Let me put you on here. Okay, while Karmen is accepting this, I wanted to let you know who we have on. She's going to give a little introduction, but Karmen is one of our Hatch Tribe ambassadors. She's been part of our community. She has spoken at an event before with Hatch Tribe. Hey, Karmen, what's up?
Hey, we match.
I know we do. Gray is the color of the day.
Right.
I got to tell you, though, my closet is filled with like mostly grays and blue and black. It's my uniform.
I'm the same. Like the only time I really do color now is with when I do my head wraps.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's like black and gray. So
I get it. I've been telling people though that it's because I'm like channeling Mark Zuckerberg, because apparently he keeps his wardrobe really simple because he doesn't want to use any brain power on anything other than what's important. And so he's like, my wardrobe is least important. So no, I'm not going to use any brain power there. I just have a uniform. It's interesting, right?
Maybe that's us.
It might be. We're trying to use that brain power for good.
Right.
So Karmen, will you give a little introduction to yourself, to our community, and tell us a little bit about you and your work?
Yeah, so I am Karmen Johnson. I'm the owner of the content and brand strategy company, KarmenCopy. I've been in business now for a little over a year, which is pretty exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I feel like most of the work that I actually get to do has been with women who are either just starting out with their business and sort of don't know which direction they want to go in,
Yeah.
or those ladies who have been in business for years and they feel like they need to revamp.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my crowd.
I love it. Yeah. One of the things, so Karmen was a guest speaker at our event in Charleston last year. Was that in November, maybe?
Yeah, because
November,
it
I
was just
think.
like coming up on my anniversary. Yeah.
That's right. And we were talking a lot during that particular meeting about, finding your voice and how hard it can be sometimes because we're often so close to it. And it's like, if you've been talking about your business for so long, you just kind of are stuck in a rut of like saying the same words over and over. So I can see why people get attracted to working with you, even if they've been running their business for a long time, because oftentimes it's like, we're just too close to it.
And that's true even for me. So like I recently updated my website.
Yeah.
And it was a thing where I was just way too close to it. And I was like, well, I like the look of my old website.
Sure.
Like, they're both equally cute, but I feel like where I am right now, the website just fits me better. And like I've started, doing the memes and stuff on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's just cool to see just me, like in my own experience coming into myself. Which,
Yeah.
I mean, like that has to be cool for people who work with me. It's like, oh, like she's still like constantly changing. So like, it's not a problem for me to do it too.
Absolutely.
Right.
And I think it's like, we're always evolving. I mean, I was talking to a woman this morning and I said, I think it's like the great gift of being a business owner is like, you will never be bored. There's always evolution. And like, sometimes it's personal, sometimes it's professional, sometimes it's both at the same time. There's always something in some way to like grow into what we're doing. So yeah, I feel you. Let me ask you this. So you've just celebrated your 1-year anniversary. You're headed into like full year 2. What's some of the stuff that you're experiencing now in your business that you're like, oh, this?
I finally learned the lesson that I cannot do it all on my own. So I'm at the point now where I'm actually looking into hiring a virtual assistant So
Awesome.
in that first year, I was doing everything. Like I used like a Squarespace template to set up my website. I was
Yeah.
running my own social media. Social media is something I still want to do, but
Yeah.
just like I need more help with like the onboarding process, and
Mhm.
it's a lot.
It is. Yeah. And it's interesting because I think, like to me, there's a couple reasons why we try to do it all on our own. And like one is almost universal. It's like when we start our businesses, most of us are not sitting looking at like a boatload of cash right next to us, like, oh, I'll go
Oh yeah,
spend all of this and I'll hire all the people. So it's like we're bootstrapping our way into it, and you're being really diligent about your own finances, and oftentimes you just don't have in your mind yet that you can afford to bring on help. And it's like, how do
hmm
you do that? And I think even for me, um, a bigger lesson was like turning over work and trusting other people to do work that I had been doing for a long time, and it's
yeah,
that can be a real challenge of like learning to trust others with your stuff.
yeah. And that's like I feel like that's my toughest thing. Like I've been told I don't really know anything about zodiac signs at all, but I've been
Yeah,
told that like it's a very Libra thing to like want to be in control all the time. So like I mean I get that.
that
And
might be an entrepreneur thing too, because I think all of us are that way to some degree
yeah.
or another.
And it's like I just had to come to terms with like, you have to let somebody come in and help you. Cause like
Yeah.
even with, like the money, I'm a subscription box queen. And I'm like, all the money that I'm spending on these subscription boxes, that can go to like actually paying somebody to help me.
To
Like it's
do it.
ridiculous
Yeah.
what I spend. Like,
Yeah, like a real human could do this.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It is funny too. There's a company called Boss Bodies, and they do like training, so like for athletes basically. And I train with them, and the woman who owns the company, Casey Marshall, she's brilliant. She's 28 years old, and she's built this giant company. And one of the things she said the other day, and I love this, she was talking about the journey it had taken her to get where she's going. And she started her business about 7 years ago. And she said, you know, um, now I employ 14 people. And she said, it makes me so proud to be able to think that I am contributing to their lives in such a way. And I thought, oh, what a different way to look at it. So it's like,
yeah.
it's not just, hey, I need help. It's also like, what am I able to do? Like, if I am able to hire people and put them on my team, like, isn't that so cool? Like, I'm part of their
Right.
journey and their own life now. And I'm like, yes. It was just such a neat way to celebrate the power of like running your business and also being able to choose who you work with, and knowing that it's like beneficial for all. It's really cool.
Exactly. And I'm really big on like giving recommendations and things like that.
Yeah.
And like just one of my goals for being in business, hey,
Hey, Tamara.
one of my biggest goals for being in business is to be able to do what other people have done for me. So like, if somebody calls me up and they're like, well, hey, how was this like working with this person? I want to be
Right.
able to be like, oh, like they were great. Like, hang on
Hmm.
to them. Like, don't let them get away from you.
Yeah.
So, like,
Spread the love.
yeah.
I know. It's so good. Yeah. I love that. So, one of the things, Carmen, that I wanted to ask you, because, you've been part of Hatch Tribe's community now for at least half a year, and you're
hmm
still young in your business. And I'm curious, what has Hatch Tribe meant to you? Like, what, if from your own experience, what's what's been good about it? What do you like about our community?
So I thought before coming into Hatch Tribe that I was, pretty outgoing, but just being part of the community has brought me out of my shell even more. Like,
Oh,
I remember when, I guess it's been like maybe a month or so now, like I was so excited about making that YouTube video about canned emails.
yes.
And I thought of like coming to the group first, like who is going to understand this? And it's like, my parents, they're not going to really get it. They're like, okay, like what's a canned email? But
Yep.
I dropped that into the group, like, and it wasn't even on the theme day, and everybody was so supportive. And it's just always like you can go there, like if you're down and don't know what to do next, or if you just
Hmm.
want to like be celebrated. It's just really awesome. Like I've never felt judged in that group at all, which is
Yeah.
so different from like all the other communities out there.
Yeah.
So it's been really
Well,
cool.
I appreciate you saying that. It means a lot to me. I mean, it's like you have a vision for the type of community you want to create, but you also realize like the community takes on its own legs and its own life, and it's the members, it's people like you and all of the other women that are part of our community that really give it the texture and the flair. And it's like it makes me
Yeah.
so happy when I hear that like it's been beneficial in any way. Um, do you that so let's talk about that canned email thing for a minute. That was like a game changer for so many people. So just to, well, Karmen, why don't you tell us, for people who are listening and are like, wait, what was this thing? Tell us what we have not known about a feature we could use in our Gmail.
Yeah, so in Gmail, you have to turn on the function, but there's this section for canned responses. So if you're sending out the same sorts of emails over and over, so like intakes and, oh, hey, my brother's on. Hey, Chris.
Oh, hey, Christopher Cook. You should be proud of your sister. She's amazing.
But for those emails that you send out over and over, so like just general like onboarding things or just
Yeah.
like quick follow up email templates, you can store them in there and just
Mm-hmm.
click a button and send them out.
It's so cool. Is that YouTube video public?
Yeah, it is.
So I'm thinking maybe when we hit end on this, if you want, you could share the link to the YouTube video, so that the people who watch today can see that. Because I will tell you, this is just one of those small things where it's like, if Karmen had never shared that, I would have never known it was there. And so it's like, this is the power of like the community that we are trying to build. Is like,
Yeah.
there might be something I know that I can share with you guys, and like that turns you on to a whole new way of working, or just like a simple shift. And like, this is one of those things where Karmen brought this to our community and we were like, what? I mean, I don't think anybody in the community knew that this thing existed. So it was such a mind blown.
Yeah, and it's like really cool. Like you can think about different ways. Like everybody doesn't use Gmail, but
Right.
like even in Outlook or something else where you might save email signatures, you can save your templates as signatures. So
Love
it's
it.
like,
Little shortcuts. They make such a
yeah,
difference for the busy lady or busy man.
exactly.
Awesome. Well, I think I've probably taken up enough of your time today, but I want to say, well, first of all, let me ask you, is there anything you want to say before we go?
Come and check out my website that I just
Yes.
updated last week. It's at KarmenCopy.com. And I actually am running a special right now on like web copy audits. So
Awesome.
if you text the word BET to 444-555, I think the number is. I'll
Okay.
double check and put it in the comments.
Yeah,
But
good.
if you're interested in trying out one of those, you can text that number and yeah, just come hang out
I
with me
love
on
it.
Instagram.
Love it. So Karmen will put all of this in the comments. So since this will be saved on our Facebook feed, we'll put all of these links in. So she's going to share her website link, share this website audit offer, and then also the link to this YouTube video that is so cool about how to do these canned responses. It's really neat. So we'll put all those resources in the comments. And then, yeah, from my end, all I'd say is there's a couple things coming up. So I'm headed to Wilmington. That's why I'm in my car with like clothes hanging behind me. I'm headed to Wilmington because we have an event tomorrow night. It's our first event in Wilmington, North Carolina. And then we will be back in Charleston, South Carolina next week on Thursday, the 18th. And we'll be at Tradesman Brewing. So if you want to join us there, we've got an event there. And then, as always, the member circle. Come find us, hang out. If you're not yet a member, we will be doing open enrollment starting May 1st. We just set the date. So you can join us in our community and come hang out with Karmen and me and a whole bunch of other awesome ladies.
Awesome.
All right. Hey, Andrea, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, Karmen is a rock star. I'm proud of her too. She says your website looks amazing.
We're going to get her in Hatch Tribe too.
All right. Come on,
really
Andrea.
Cool addition.
I'm ready. Bring it. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, for all of you, and for Karmen for sharing your wisdom with us today. And we'll talk soon.
All right. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.